think the main gap is moving from being seen as a scientific support education function, right? Measured by activity, to a more strategic data-powered leader, that third pillar that I mentioned, that measurably advances clinical outcomes and doing it at scale, right? Not just these top 10 people out there, right? We're doing it across the board, across the country. So I think to dive a little bit deeper, so there's two things here that we utilize to get where we need to be. And this is where I get pretty excited. One, I think we need to embrace AI. Yes.
Okay. We're there.
That's dude. Yes, and we're going there. And accepting, or even, like I said before, embracing that quantity measurements do not highlight the full value that medical brings. Okay, so let's dive into this, starting with AI. To ask you a quick question. So doesn't everything feel like AI is like that movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once, right? It's just came out of nowhere instantaneously without any warning. I think it was 2023, late 2022. And all of a sudden it was everything we hear about it's there. Even movies like Terminator, Matrix, they all showed us to be afraid of the machines.
Yeah.
So I see that fear every day. People are just, AI is crazy. I don't know what to do. And maybe they even think it's going to take their job, which it won't. And that's what I'm getting to here in a second. And the reason is because we can still pull the plug, right? It hasn't gone down to the Matrix level or Terminator level where, we still can pull the plug, right? So I think we're okay for a long time. But what's more likely to happen, and I think this is where we see a lot of the tech savvy folks, they're already leveraging the power of AI. And that is to be more efficient, gain that competitive edge, get back time, which I'd say is probably our most valuable renewable asset here, right? Or resource. The use of AI, digital engagement, whatever you want to call this, in medical affairs, we definitely lag behind what is technically possible, and that's required. If we want a rapid, personalized, adaptive stakeholder engagement, I think we really need to embrace it better. For field medical, especially, what this really means, this more time that we get is giving us the time to do the things we do best, influence others through science, impact patients in their care. Because what we're really doing here is, like I said before, hopefully this definition sticks. So we're KOL HCP influencers within our defined territory. So the reality is that AI is being baked into everything that we do every day, not just in our jobs, but everywhere we see it, and across all professions. And medical is not immune to that at all. And let's face it, information is available everywhere, right? Anyone can find out deep knowledge of products 24/7, right? If you ask the right questions, you don't need an MSL to, hey, how do you dose this drug in? Read all this efficiency. Yeah, how does this drug work again? Okay, well, that all can be found out to Google, right? It has been for a long time. We don't even need an AI for that. But like any information, and this is where it's bad, is that there's a lot of misleading information out there. And I know that's probably a whole nother podcast that we won't get into today, but we know that it's not always correct information and AI makes mistakes. But so it's not an irrational thing for people to think, hey, this is going to take my job and it's not going to be good and all that other thing. But I think what the good news is that because we're human, we can still do a custom, tailored, genuine, authentic, warm communication that AI can't, which, by the way, MSLs are really good at. And we can provide that deep, valued conversation. And why? Because we're trusted, right? You can't necessarily you're going to get from AI all the time. But if you've built a long-term relationship with people, you also have a lot of trust there. And that relationship that was built on that trust would, again, takes years. It means that I think, anyways, that the MSL role will become more important in the coming years. And the art of live conversation that we bring, even if it's virtual, it is sought after. And plus, you can interpret tone, body language cues, facial expressions. They look confused or annoyed or happy. It's so important to us, right? So I don't think we need to be afraid of it, but I think we should embrace it And we should look at ways of really having AI supplement what we do. We bring so much to the conversation that AI can't.
Yeah.
And combining these two, MSLs and AI, we can have a huge force that we can't even imagine what we're capable of in today's world.